Hello, I'm Dan Gramza, coming to you from the San Francisco Money Show. I'm here with Kerry Given from Parkwood Capital. Kerry, great to see you here.
Thank you.
Could you give us some insights about what you talked about today? I know you had a presentation. Would you give us
Sure.
an overview there?
I spoke about some of the marketing hype that sometimes gets people maybe down the wrong path. And we spent a lot of time talking about probabilities in options trading because there's basically two extremes of option trades. There's a high probability trade and a low probability trade. The high probability trade attracts a lot of people because they think, I'm going to put this trade on with a 95% probability of success. That sounds wonderful. But they don't realize that there's a 5% probability of a loss, but the loss is large.
Yeah.
And so you can have a pattern where you might have a lot of small wins, then have a loss that took all that back.
Boy, you are right on target with that.
Yeah. The opposite trade, the low probability trade, never gets advertised as that. It's always advertised as a low risk trade. And of course what that is more like a lottery ticket. I have trades that are almost always losers, but I didn't lose much. $20 per trade or something like that. And then finally I get that 1,000% gain. But typically I've already spent so much that I just break even. So the probabilities catch up with you eventually.
I think you're right on target, and it's a very common misconception, of how those probabilities really fit into someone's P&L statement.
That's right. That's right. I emphasized in our talk today, I emphasized that the way you make money in this game is to manage your trade. You can never afford to take that large loss. If you manage your trades, then you should be able to come out with an edge.
I feel the same way. You're right. It's that managing risk, understanding the risk, managing it properly, so you can be here for tomorrow, so you can survive to that next trade. I like that a lot, Kerry. I really do. I think that's such an important element when it comes to making trading decisions.
Absolutely.
And that was a lot of information to share with people today.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. When you think about a new trader, and let's talk about options since we're in that area, what things would you suggest for them if they were going to begin looking at options, how they should begin that process?
I always emphasize that they need to do their homework, study, get books, videos, come to these kind of conferences. But more importantly, only paper trade or do things on paper for quite a while. And then when you finally decide to trade with real money, just trade one contract. Slowly scale up. I see too many students that get too excited and they want to do it tomorrow. And usually that ends badly.
Yeah, I think you're right. That oftentimes does. And those are good suggestions. How are we doing in terms of, well, let me ask you this. If someone wants more information about what you've talked about, how would they go about gathering that? What sources do you have to help them?
The easiest thing to do is go to my website, which is parkwoodcapitalllc.com. And I have several free videos there as well as white papers and a variety of services.
That's terrific. And it sounds like a great resource, too. So I hope you have a chance to take advantage of that. Thank you very much for sharing your insights today, and thank you for watching. For the Money Show in San Francisco, I'm Dan Gramza.